What's up? Today is my first video, really, but just for now, we're going to talk about BRS and some of the issues that they're having. Um, and I've dealt with them firsthand. I know a lot of people, when you look up reviews, they'll mention that BRS is having quality issues. But then they say, oh, mine came in, it was fine, or yeah, mine needed a little bit of tuning, but nothing major. And I just wanted to kind of give the flip side of that and say, mine came in and it was horrible. So tolerances wise, now this I've fixed a lot of it. Not all of it, just because of the amount of time that it takes, and I just don't care that much. There's the play that we got, so a decent amount of play. That's quite a bit of play, especially for a almost $500 knife. I think it's like I think it was $450 with shipping. Of course, that's off Blade HQ. But not only that, but it's hard to get. Like, it's hard to get one off of Blade HQ or Knife Center or wherever you're coming from. Now, second-hand market, that's one thing. You can almost always pick up one of these bad boys on the second-hand market. And it's almost sad to say that on the second-hand market, you almost have more certainty of what you're getting versus just ordering straight from Blade HQ and a knife dealer. Like, yeah, the second-hand market, maybe it's got a few scuffs, a few scratches, but ultimately, as long as you get videos and you make sure that the person is really selling the knife and not just scamming you, you know what you're getting. Whereas when I ordered this off Blade HQ, I had no idea that the tolerances were going to be horrible. And this is, like I said, after working with it a little bit. Quite a bit, actually, not a little bit. So that's what I've got it to right now, and I just simply could not be bothered to take it any further. It is just oiled. The sound's not horrible, but it's nothing crazy. It's nothing like it should or could be, especially at this price point. I've got a Sentinel coming in, hopefully Friday. This is being filmed on Tuesday. So, Tuesday of February 2022. So, I've got a Sentinel coming in that I'm buying off of Instagram. And I've gotten a bunch of videos off of it. I've seen it flip. I've heard it flipped. I've seen the tolerances on it, and it looks great. Right? There's no problems with it. However, this thing, nothing but issues. Now, I'm not here to tarnish BRS in any way, because ultimately, with a little bit of elbow grease, and for someone that would care, if like this is your first higher end knife, or mid-range knife, you're going to care a little bit more than I do. You're going to want to make sure that you get everything to a T, to make sure that you get the best out of it. And like I said, if I did want to put forth the time to make sure I got these tolerances down to expectation, yeah, it would be a great knife. There'd be no issues, and that's great. Unfortunately, it's just not the case. I also ended up, I was being lazy, so this is partly due to me, but that screw right there, this one, is stripped or close to it, you can see how much cleaner the other one is. There's screws, and I didn't really tighten this thing down all too much. I mean, I took it down to what's reasonable. I didn't sit there and, try and impact this thing in. I just sitting there with my little Benchmade blue box or whatever it is, and just hand tightening it, and it just started stripping. And I had the thing all the way in there too. I always make sure of that because I hate having to get hardware for knives, especially when the weight of you want to flip something and you can't because you don't have the hardware. So you have to wait the week, or if you express it, you got to wait the day or 2 days to get it, and I hate that. But I mean, the tap on this also, there's not much tap, if any, right now. Unfortunately, I had to do a lot of work to get it to where there was no tap. It was so bad that this handle, the blade, would impact right here on the handle, and it would quite literally stop it mid-trick because it was that loose. And it was absolutely ridiculous. There's no reason for that. I don't know. Maybe whoever was just checking through the tolerances was just, maybe they sleep deprived, whatever. I'm not mad. It's just if I was someone that didn't know anything about knives or didn't, this was my first entry to the really the quote unquote good quality knives. I'd be kind of upset, man, and I might not want to stay in the Balisong community. I might, say, well, I just blew $500, $400, $450, whatever, $300. I just blew all this money, and my knife sucks. You can see, maybe, that it's also not actually centered right. It's actually leans to the left there. So, with that being said, that's really all I have to say about it. It's not a bad knife. BRS isn't a bad company. They're not out to scam you or anything. They're just working through some kinks. This is the worst one I've seen, but at the same time, I think it'll get better as more attention is brought to it. Also, I bought this one off Blade HQ, like I said, and because the drops are so hard to get before they sell out, I've took this to my buffing wheel and got it to a kind of like a satin silver, just raw material, and it had the ugliest ano on it I have ever seen. It had the nasty gold, but was more of a brown color to it. And I just want to say, get rid of that color. That's disgusting. Stick to like a blue, a purple, whatever, tie-dye, whatever you feel like doing. But don't do that color. That color, I just got it because it was the only one in stock, and I wanted one. And I had plans on taking that ano off anyway, and I'll probably re-ano this to my own liking in the future. But that's really all that I have to say on it. Hopefully the issue gets resolved. I wouldn't say stay away from BRS because the quality control issues that I had, you can fix. Just, putting forth a little bit of effort. It's just one of those things that you shouldn't really have to. And from what I've seen, most people aren't struggling as bad as I am, or was. Most people, they get it and, maybe it's a little off, but it's not to that degree. So, Anyway, that should be it, and when I get my Sentinel in, we'll go ahead and do another video and see see if we can do some flipping, some more flipping with that. This one was more just a rant. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end it off, and hopefully I'll see you all Friday.